Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have, and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Oh.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the very long back straight into turn 12. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Why don't we start by talking about Valtteri Bottas? Everything's on the line here today and the title hangs in the balance. So how do you think they'll be coping with all that pressure?
Well, I try not to think about the result too much. The worst thing you can do in this situation is think about all the what-ifs. What if I get hit going into turn 1? What if I get a penalty? What if I finish outside the points? If you let any of those kind of worries get to you, you can't focus on the job. So staying in the right mindset will be critical today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Ricciardo, Sainz, Perez, Gasly and Esteban Ocon, Stroll, Norris, Alexander Albon and Kvyat, Alesi, Raikkonen, Kevin Magnussen and Antonio Giovinazzi, Russell, Grosjean, Gardner and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Thanks, Jeff. Welcome, guys. We are 21st on the grid. We had a bad qualifying. I'm hoping that we can both get somewhere close to the points, as is always the target. So let's do it. Get a little bit of wheel spin on the start. I'm going to try and boost around the outside, trying to keep the wheels inside the tarmac so that we don't get penalised. We've got a Renault in front of us. That was a good start. We made a lot of places. Oh, this is what I was saying about going offline. Little touch on the AlphaTauri. Fuel is about a lap over target.
Well done, mate. Nice start.
Thanks, Jeff. No DRS, of course. That comes in on lap 2. We're up the inside of Albon and Ocon. We get a little warning. But it was just a little bit of argy-bargy. Nothing to worry about too much. Up to 11th. Chasing Pierre Gasly. Had to abort that one. Cost us a little bit of speed. Check, see if he's making a move. He is not. So I can tell you that these weren't the lines that I was taking in qualifying. I was not getting the flow right through those quick flick curves at all. So it's almost like having a ghost car in front of you when you see other cars. So you can get your lines a little bit tighter, carry more speed. Let's make a lunge up. We give Gasly a little nudge.
Brilliant. Nice move.
And we're into the points. Gasly's still around the outside. And now we've pushed him back into Ocon. We feel the vibrations through the control pad. So that is the degradation on the tyres when that happens. So there's a lot of tyre deg around here.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
Doing it
DRS is
now.
being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Little bit of snap of oversteer on the exit there. That was not good.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
Checking where Gasly is. He's gone for the switchback. He's tried it. We're going to have the line.
We're accumulating some wear on the MGU-K. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
Haven't got DRS yet. I think Perez, yeah, Perez does. Another snap of oversteer.
MGU-K. Our battery charge speed is suffering, and if it gets much worse, we could be forced to retire.
We've got DRS.
Approaching the
We're
pit
going to go
window,
rich fuel.
You'll be on the mediums.
Give it everything we got. Park it on the apex. Oh, he switched back. See that? Too busy checking the readouts.
Gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds.
They're going into pit. Wonder if the undercut will work for us here. Or the overcut, I should say.
Box, box. We're coming in this lap.
Hamilton's pitted. And Force India's. The racing points have not. Follow these guys in.
Bottas is up in first place.
Stroll continues. gains in that pit stop.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Oh, Albon got in front of us. And Vettel. I wonder if Albon's actually stopped yet. Give him a little love tap on the way through. Too deep there.
Giuliano is coming in for his stop.
Sainz had a little wiggle on the exit there. Now we're up to 7. So the undercut has worked.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Chuckling the up to the inside at turn 1. Got him. Purple sector 1. This is what I was talking about, getting in the flow.
Of fuel remaining.
Shut up, Jeff. I'm trying to explain stuff to the viewers. This is what I was talking about getting into the flow.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
Gone too deep there. He's going to get me on the exit. Yep.
Some information on Albon. They are out of the race.
Oh, and who's that? Who's that going slowly? He's gone off. It's Alexander Albon. It looks like he's got a problem there. Oh, he's chugging along down the back straight, the start-finish straight. Oh no, that looks terminal. Pulls off near the escape road, and that is the end of Alexander Albon's US Grand Prix. Oh dear. Just goes from bad to worse for Albon. Yeah, I should have been more patient with Ricardo in turn 1. Went for the kamikaze, paid for it. So we've dropped Sainz a little bit, which is good. That was a good exit. Got a bit of a wobble on. We've got a really good exit. It's going to squeeze us. just left
Okay,
a
good
little
work.
bit
Great pass.
on the corner there, like just tucked in, sat on the apex. Lewis has won the race to try and keep his title hopes alive. We take 5th.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's a great result.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure.
That'll be some more
It's been a
sponsorship money from
magnificent
Savant.
season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. So, let's review the drivers' standings. Now, let's discuss, Ant, who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I have to give it to Gardner. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Nothing can challenge the leaders of the Constructors' Championship at this point, but it's another clear win for Mercedes as they manage to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Right. So there you have it. We gain a hell of a lot of places and move up to 5th place. And our pace was actually pretty good. It was on par with Verstappen. At least our fastest lap was. Lewis, wow, in a league of his own up there, look. Faster than Bottas, outright on pace. He had to get that extra point, he had to get the win. So that's very, very important for the championship race between those two at the top. That's not really what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the battle with Renault and McLaren, and we, like I said, our racecraft was pretty good that race. So very, very happy with that. You take an avoidant action going around the outside of turn 1. That was the site, that corner was the site of a couple of overtakes for us. Turn 1 as well was another good place. Dive bomb it. That was the phase of the race where I knew, like, okay, we've actually got a good race pace. We're following the racing points. We're mixing it up with the Ferraris. This was from a long way back on Vettel as well. Yeah, just on the brakes. Really, really good. felt like we could get a lot of moves done, which really helped. That's an interesting shot. This was the key move. It almost did us a favour, making the dive bomb, not getting it on Ricardo. I think this was the one that didn't stick. Yeah. So that error actually meant that we didn't have to try and keep him behind us for another lap. So, yeah, worked out really well. So if we look at the Drivers' Championship in a bit more detail, Hamilton brings the gap down as he needed to. Leclerc's actually supplanted Vettel now in terms of the most successful Ferrari driver in terms of points. Still very close though. And then Max and Alex Albon following up in 56th. And then also us beating Danny Ricciardo on track has brought us close to 7th place in the Drivers' Championship again. And we are still locked in a battle with McLaren for 5th place. I think Renault are just going to pull away a little bit now on the trajectory, so that might be a little bit too much to expect to get 4th, but I think 5th is, considering we were only really gunning for 9th place when we started the season, the fact that we're massively outperforming what our expectations were is really, really good, so happy with that.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
Not really, I've got much more grip than the other drivers, Claire.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
And I'm thrilled with their support. No, I couldn't do this without a great team behind me.
Which department has been hit the hardest by next year's regulation changes?
They make it a lot more fragile. We're going to have to work hard to avoid grid penalties.
It was more like dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Those were just friendly nudges.
Appreciate your time.
We've got a good chunk of change on the rivalry against Lando. Looking healthy in terms of that. We're almost up to 13 for team acclaim. Got a decent amount of stuff from all of our sponsors. Oh, the hell are you doing, Giuliano? Look at that, 11 million. So that's going to be enough for maybe to get Perez.
Morning, boss. This week's income from the sponsors has cleared, and we're making good profit against our running costs.
We'll renew these. We got 2 days here. Just do G-Force training for Giuliano. Get his racecraft up a little bit. High cash balance. I'd like to recommend that we spend some of the cash we're accumulating. We can invest in better facilities, or try to tempt a more expensive driver to race as your teammate. Well, that is the plan, Carl, but we can't do that yet because I don't want to pay like $3 million for a release clause for Perez's contract. We're just saving it until the end of the season, if that's okay. Carl? These are all pretty expensive. I wonder if we've got... We should definitely use some R&D now.
If it were me, this is probably what I'd invest in.
So if we adapt all these, it will protect them. And then we won't lose all of the rest of the tree here that we've already unlocked. So protecting those will protect the rest as well. So that's preventative, so that's fine. Whew. This is what he was talking to me about in the race. So we'll have to take a grid drop for the MGUK and the MGUH. There we go, driver market. So Perez, it was suggested by Supercoy, because Alacy is 8 acclaim, 3 million salary. Perez might have already been signed, you know. Oh my god. That would be a challenge to get Mahavir Raganathan? I don't know how you pronounce that. Raganathan? Nikita Mazepan. It's going to be the Haas driver next year in real life. Or heavily rumoured if it's not been confirmed already. We're keeping an eye on Mick Schumacher as well. So where? Ah, there he is. Yeah, there's Perez. Did his buyout went up? I think his buyout clause went up. That's crazy. I'm sure he was only 9 million before. So the market value is just a combination of the two sub values underneath. And I'm looking at Hamilton, but you know that's never going to happen. But yeah, interestingly, both Vettel and Raikkonen have been announced as retiring, so that's going to shake up the driver market as well. Yeah. So, we'll advance time. And then we've got Mexico next. So, I hope that you enjoyed this United States Grand Prix video. As always, if you liked the video, drop a like, slam that thumbs up. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment in the comment section. I will always read them. I will always try and respond. And yeah, stay tuned for more of this. We're picking this back up. This is the 3rd race this week that I've recorded, so I am getting really back into the swing of it. There will be more of F1 coming to the channel, so keep your eyes peeled. I'll hopefully get Perez into the 2nd seat in the very near future, and we'll have a little livery change as well, potentially. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!